So good morning. First year first year Bcom Computer Applications Semester 1, Unit 3. Today we starts with Unit 3. First two units are completed. Today we start with the Unit 3. What is Unit 3 and what is the syllabus of Unit 3? We will discuss, and we start the Unit 3 also. So Unit 3 contains, so what is Unit 3? Unit 3 contains software and its needs, types of software, system software, operating systems, utility programs, programming languages, machine language, assembly language, high level language, their advantages, disadvantages, application software and its types, word processing, spreadsheets, presentation, graphics, DBMS software, like that. So in this unit, that is third unit, we deal with concept called software and its need, types of softwares, different types of softwares. Basically there are two types of softwares: system software and application software, and programming languages. So what are the different types of softwares? System software, application software, and programming languages. So what are system softwares? Generally, system software means operating systems. What is system software? System software means operating systems. What is operating system? Its features, applications, functions and functionalities, and different types of operating systems, utility programs and programming languages. So what are the different types of programming languages? High level language, low level language, machine language. So what are the different types of programming languages? Means high level language, low level language, middle level language, machine level language, assembly level language, and what are their features, applications, advantages, application softwares and its types. Second type of, so what is the first type? First type is system software, second type is application softwares, third type is programming languages. So what are the different types of application softwares? Application softwares, what is application software and what are the different types of application softwares? Means word processing softwares, spreadsheets, presentation softwares, graphic softwares, DBMS or database softwares, all these things. So we discuss all these things with PPTs. We start with third unit. So what are the today's topics? Introduction to computer software. What is a software? What is hardware? Types of softwares. Different types of softwares like system software, application softwares, open source softwares, and proprietary softwares. Examples of system softwares like operating systems and compilers. What are compilers? What are interpreters? And what are linkers? What are translators? All these are called as system softwares. So what are the system softwares? What are the examples for system softwares? Means operating systems, compilers, linkers, operating systems, translators, compilers, linkers, loaders, interpreters, like that. Examples of application software. So what are the examples of application software? Word processors, Examples of application software are word processors, spreadsheets, presentation softwares, database softwares, or DBMS or database softwares like that. So what are the examples of application software? Word processors or MS Word, spreadsheets or MS Excel, presentation softwares or MS PowerPoint, database systems or database softwares like MS Access, Oracle like that. And examples of operating systems are operating system. What are the system softwares? Operating systems, Windows operating systems, and Unix operating system, Linux operating system, and translators, compilers, loaders, linkers, interpreters. All these things we may discuss. So this is another PPT about computer software. So what is a software and what is in hardware? So computer instructions or data, anything that can be stored electronically is called as software. So what is a software? What is the term? What is the definition of a software? Software is nothing but it is a collection of some instructions, or commands given by the user to perform some task, to perform or to do some task by the computer. So computer software is nothing but a collection or set of computer instructions or data which are stored in computer memory. So hardware is one that is tangible. The storage devices like hard disks, CDs, etc., mouse, keyboard, CPU, and display devices, monitors are hardware. So what are hardware? What is hardware? Hardware is nothing but the physical devices. Hardware is nothing but the physical devices of a computer. Hardware is nothing but the physical devices of a computer is called as an hardware. Generally, hardware contains all electrical, electronic, and mechanical devices. Generally, hardware contains electrical, electronic, and mechanical devices. Which examples of hardware are like mouse, keyboard, CPU, display units like monitors like that. So for example, there is a problem in the software implies problem with programmer data. So errors, what are different types of errors? Errors are generally two types, either in hardware, errors in hardware, or errors in software. Software errors means application error, or software programming error, or coding error like that. So what are the different types of softwares? It is an essay type question, compulsory essay type question. What are the different types of softwares? Means first one is system software, application software, open source software, and proprietary software. So these are the main and important categories of softwares in a computer systems, like system software, application software, open source softwares, and proprietary softwares. So system software, what is system software? System software includes the operating system and all the utilities that enable the computer to function. So generally system software means the operating systems. System software is nothing but it is an operating system or OS, including all the tools, utilities, all the programs related to operating system. So generally what is an operating system? Operating system is a system software which is used to load or load into the computer when you first switch on the computer or power on the computer. Means అంటే మీరు ఫస్ట్ టైం మీరు కంప్యూటర్ని మీరు పవర్ ఆన్ చేసినప్పుడు లేదా మీ కంప్యూటర్ని మీరు స్విచ్ ఆన్ చేసినప్పుడు లోడ్ అయ్యే అప్లికేషన్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ని ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ అంటారు. ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఇట్ సింప్లీ డ్రైవ్స్ యువర్ it simply runs or operates or drives your computer. Means one of the feature of application system is its job is to initiate all the hardware devices, or to initiate all the parts of a computer which are connected to a computer. Generally మనకి ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ యొక్క రోల్ ఏంటంటే మనకి సాఫ్ట్వేర్కి ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్, ద రోల్ ఆఫ్ ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ ఇస్ ఇట్ సింప్లీ runs, it simply runs all the components, runs and initiates and starts the computer, and initiates all the hardware components, connected to a device or a computer. So and system software, what is system software? System software is a term referring to any computer software which manages and controls the hardware so that application software can perform a task. Generally, system software means it is used to generally system software is nothing but it is used to refer to any software which manages and controls the hardware. Generally, system softwares can be used to manage or initiate or runs the computer and hardware connected to that, and it is also used to run the application programs developed by the users and developers. So examples, what are the examples? What are the examples for system software? Means operating systems, translators. Again, translators are two types: compilers and loaders, linkers, interpreters, like that. So we discuss all these things. So application software. Application software includes programs that do real work for users. Application programs means application programs are generally designed and developed by the users, developers, software developers and programmers, and generally they can be used to do some task, real world task. For example, payroll systems, and some preparing mark sheets, like that. And examples of application software are payroll systems and inventory control systems, student managing student databases, word processors softwares. Word processor means MS Word, and spreadsheets softwares means MS Excel. Database management software or DBMS means Oracle or something like that. All these are called as application programs. Application softwares are developed by generally. Application softwares are developed by end users or programmers. End users or programmers or system developers for predefined purpose only. For a predefined purpose or task only. Means examples are some preparing a payroll system for an organization or MNC. Whereas system software means it is an operating systems, tools, utilities, compilers, linkers, translators, like that. So application softwares. Third type of software is called as open source software. Generally, open source softwares are all free. They are available for free of cost, and they can be ready to use, and there is no special permissions, copyrights, and everything. They don't have anything such that. So open softwares, OSS, open source softwares, is a computer software whose source code is available under a license that permits users to use, change, and improve the software, and to redistribute it in modified or unmounted form. It is often developed in public, collaborative manner. Well-known OSS platforms, products such as Linux, Netscape, Apache, all these are open source softwares. So proprietary software, also called non-free software, is software with restrictions on using, copying, and modifying as enforced by the proprietor. Restrictions on use, modification, and copying is achieved by either legal or technical means, and sometimes both. Proponents of proprietary software are Microsoft. Examples are Microsoft software, CAD, and Norton antivirus, like that. So system software. What is system software? System software is nothing but So system software, what is system software? System software is nothing but operating systems and some tools and some packages and some tools like compilers, interpreters and translators, editors. All these are called as system software. So the first most popular system softwares are called as operating systems. So what are operating systems? Their functions and functionalities. So operating system is a software which makes a computer to actually work. Means operating system is nothing but it is a collection of programs, application programs, softwares which is used to run the computer, run the computer very smoothly, and it is the software that enables all programs we use. Means generally operating systems are used to run our programs. They can be used to run our programs, applications, softwares, like that. The operating system organizes and controls the hardware. Generally the operating systems are designed and developed in such a way that they can be used to control the overall operation. They can be used to control the overall operations of the computer and hardware, various hardware components, and used to interface between, used to create an interface or medium or interface between the hardware component or hardware part to the this software part, software and hardware part to the users and software to the users, like that. So the operating system organizes and controls the hardware, and operating system acts as an interface between the application programs and the machine hardware. Generally operating system acts as an interface or a medium or mediator in between the application programs. Means the application programs means programming languages, application programs developed by the users and application programs developed by the end users, developers, software vendors, and the machine hardware means various components of the hardware like monitor, keyboard, printer, and CPU, CD drives, and memories, and the user. So operating system generally acts as an interface or a medium in between all these three things, like application programs, or softwares and programming languages, and the machine or hardware or the users. Examples means popular operating systems are Windows, Linux, Unix, Mac OS, like that. So system software continues. So next one is there are many other types of system softwares are also available. So system software. So what is a system software? There are many other types of system softwares are there, like operating systems and translators, compilers, interpreters, and editors, like that. So another type of system software is translator. What is a translator? A translator is used to translate the source code that is written in any high level language into the corresponding object code by using some translators. Generally translators are of two types, compiler and interpreter. And the compiler and interpreter, these two, both of two, are used to translate or convert the source program written in any high level language like C, C++, Pascal, Fortran, like that, into object code. And linker is another application program or another system software that is used to convert the object program, into corresponding executable program, that is used to convert the object program into corresponding corresponding executable code or a corresponding executable program. By after that the user may simply run the executable program to run the program and check the output by entering some input. So what is a compiler? A compiler is a program that reads a program in one language, the source language, and translates it into an equivalent program in another language. the target language. So compiler simply translates the source program written in any high level language into corresponding object language. What is object language? Object language is generally in some mnemonics or something, it is called as so what are source programs or what are high level languages? C, C++, Pascal, Fortran, Java, all these are called as high level languages. What are middle level languages? Middle level languages means the language, the program which is in mnemonics, which is in mnemonics is called as middle level language. And what is object program or executable program? Executable programs are generally, they are in .exe format or .com format, and they are ready to execute, or they are ready to run the program. And so another type of system software regularly used is loaders and linkers. What is a loader? A loader is the part of an operating system that is responsible for loading programs into memory, preparing them for execution, and then executing them. The loader is usually a part of the operating system's kernel and usually is loaded at system boot time and stays in memory until the system is rebooted, shut down, or power off. In Unix, the loader is the handler for the system call. So generally another application program is called as loader. So linker, there are many types of system softwares are used. First one is called as translator. A translator is nothing but it is simply translates the source program into object program. Translators are basically two types. First one is called as linker. First one is called as compiler, and second one is called as loader and linker. Compiler is used to compile or translate the program which is written in any high level language into object code. What are high level languages? High level languages are programming languages which are used to write any type of application or program, like commercial applications and commercial programs for various purposes and for various applications. So what are the examples of high level languages? C, C++, Java, Pascal, Fortran, all these things. Loader is another important application software which is designed and developed come along with operating systems only, which is come along with operating system only for loading programs into your memory, for loading programs into your memory, for executing them and running them. So what is the job of the loader? The loader is a program, application program. Generally it is used to load the application program into the memory for running and executing. Generally the loader is comes along with operating system only or part of the operating system only. The loader is available in the main memory of a computer till the system is rebooted or shut down or powered off. Next is linker. What is linker? Linker is another system software. Generally a linker or a link editor is a program that takes one or more objects generated by compilers and assembles them into a single executable program. Linkers can take objects from a collection called a library. The objects are program modules containing machine code and information for the linker. The linker takes care of arranging the objects in the program's address space. So what is a linker? Linker is another application program. Or as a system software that can be used to convert the object program, into executable program. How we get executable program is by using linkers. we may create or translate or create executable programs. By using linkers, we may create or translate executable programs into by using linkers, we may create or translate the object code program, the object code into corresponding executable programs. So interpreter is another application program. So compared to translate, basically translators are of two types. First one is called as compiler, and the second one is called as interpreter. So an interpreter is a computer program that translates and executes instructions written in a computer programming language line by line, unit by unit, etc. An interpreter needs to be able to analyze or parse instructions written in the source language. So interpreter is also one of the application software or a translator. Interpreter is also one of the application software or translator which is generally used to translate the source program written in any high level language into object program line by line. So in compiler, what is the difference between compiler and an interpreter? In compiler, generally entire program, the whole program or the entire program will be converted into corresponding object program, whereas interpreter is generally used to convert line by line, whereas the interpreter is generally used to convert line by line from source program to object program, So that is the main difference of the these things. So application software, so there are many types of application softwares are available, like word processors, that is also called as MS Word, and spreadsheets, that is also called as MS Excel, presentation softwares, that is called MS PowerPoint, and the fourth one is graphical applications, and there are many other types of application programs are also available. We may discuss all these things one by one here. So next application software we may regularly used is word processors. What are word processors? Word processor is a tool that helps user in creating, editing and printing documents. Word processors will normally have the following capabilities. First one is spell checkings, standard layouts, and for normal documents, have some characters appear in bold, print, italic or underline, centering lines, make text line up on the left side of the paper or the right side of the paper, save the document so it can be used, print the document like that. Examples are Word Perfect and Microsoft Word. So another important application software is called as word processors. So what are word processors? Word processors are some softwares or application programs. They can be generally used to create, edit, type, print or modify a document or letter or some memo or something. Word processing is a tool that helps user in creating, editing and printing documents. Word processors will normally have the following capabilities built into them. So what are the features of, there are many types of features are available in word processors, like spelling checking and grammar checkings, and layouts means to arrange the documents in some layouts or some designs. Formatting the document means to convert some text or paragraph into bold, italic, underline, subscript, superscript, line spacing, paragraph spacing, page breaks, inserting page breaks, printing a documents, inserting some tables, graphics, pictures, and book publishings, or some thesis work or book publishings, research works, research articles, like that. All these are the features of word processors. And generally they also word processors also have the features like editing of text, modifying of the text paragraphs, alignments of the text paragraphs, documents, lines, drawing some pictures and lines, inserting some pictures, graphics, images, animations, and printing. Another important feature is some printing of the document in a variety of ways. Printing of the document in a variety of ways means like in printing the paper, printing the document or letter in horizontal way, in vertical way, or in on various paper sizes like A3, A4, A5, B2, B3, B5, and similarly like like that. All these are the various features of word processings. Similarly, word processing, by using word processing, we may create books and publish some articles. We may create some books, paper publishing, article publishing, and research papers, and like that. And similarly, another important feature of using word processor is called as some mail merge. Another important feature of word processor is called as mail merge. By using mail merge, we may create various generally mail merge is used to develop various types of letters, pre-printed letters, labels, addresses. And generally by using mail merges, we may use envelope printing and pre-printed paper printing, and some tables, some bills, invoices. Similarly, some labels and addresses. All these things we are easily done with word processings. So thank you. We will continue in the next class.